Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is honestly probably the 11th time that I have tried to do this intro, so here's hoping that the 11th time is the charm. As you can see from the title of this video, we are going to be talking about the makeup items that I have purchased this month. I will tell you the grand total of what I have spent. I'll show you the items that I've purchased. If I have any, initial thoughts on them, I will share them as well. And we're going to talk about what a low buy means to me. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, keep on watching. Let's do this. I think what was tripping me up so much with doing my intro is that I was trying to explain to you what the low buy means to me, but I haven't really figured that out for myself yet. So if I don't know, how can I convey it to you guys? What I will say is that low buys are subjective, and I think a low buy is going to depend on the individual doing the low buy. What is considered low for one person may not be considered low for somebody else. It's going to depend on personal budgets, spending habits, all of that kind of thing. For myself, I have not set a specific makeup budget for myself. I have made the conscious decision to really rein in my spending, particularly when it comes to online impulse purchases. It was getting out of hand, particularly towards the end of 2018. And then I think it was in December, of 2018, Sephora sent out this yearly summary email saying, hey, you made 66 online purchases this year, plus I also shopped in stores. I shudder to think how many online purchases I did in total. I don't want to know. I'm truly horrified at that. So that was really eye-opening to me because I've been a Rouge member now for, I'm gonna say 3 years. I think it's been 3, maybe 4, but it's neither here nor there. The big perk with the Rouge is that you get free shipping. So it's quite easy to just purchase one thing and have it shipped to you for free. Whereas if you have to pay for shipping, you make me pay for shipping and I will really hem and haw over whether or not I'm going to buy whatever it is that you're selling. It doesn't matter what it is. And it's really bizarre because I will spend, say, $50 on a palette, but if it's gonna be $8 to get it to me, that is what's gonna give me pause. Makes no sense, but there it is. So having the ability to just order whatever and have it shipped for free, I think ultimately led me to making far more purchases than I would have if I had to, place an order worth $75 or $50 or $100 before that free shipping kicked in. It's much harder for me to drop $100 in one shot than it is for me to place even 5 $25 items, even if it's within the same month. Again, it makes no sense, and that's why I have made this decision to be much more conscientious of what I buy and really make considered purchases, not just these impulse grabs. And also shifting the focus of my content here on my channel from being largely review-based to more this kind of video, where I sit down and chat about stuff, or I'm trying to do a few more tutorials, or my new releases, all of that kind of thing. When I started this channel, and for probably the first, I'd say 9 months of it, maybe even more than that, maybe the first full year, I was very review heavy, and I felt this compulsion to buy everything that was coming out as quickly as possible, sometimes even paying for expedited shipping just to get it faster because I wanted to put that content out. That is not sustainable for me. I'm not on PR lists. I don't make money off of my videos at this point. I don't have a massive amount of surplus income in order to fund that particular habit and hobby. So, all that to say, here we are. I've shifted my viewing on YouTube as well, in conjunction with this low buy adventure that I'm going on. So I've been watching a lot of minimalism videos, not necessarily related just to beauty, but minimalism in general. I don't view myself as being a minimalist. I don't aim to have a furnitureless home. I don't aim to take it to extremes. But I do, the idea of space and experiences being more important than the things that we have, I am resonating with that now. And I think that's what's led to my whole declutter series. People in my real life have asked me, like, are you doing this because of Marie Kondo and her Netflix show and all this? And I'm like, no, the idea came to me before I even knew that that show was on Netflix, but the timing worked out such as it is. But I do really credit other YouTubers. Haley Evans for sure is one. I'm going to link her channel down below just so that you can go and support her because she's amazing. But she's been a huge inspiration for me, and she doesn't beat this massive drum and make it like an all or nothing lifestyle. It's just a really realistic approach to it, and that is, she's who first got me started thinking about all this. And so with that baby step out of the way, I've now been branching off and watching other videos, and that's also spiraled into frugal living, I guess, and budgeting. So, sorry, thirsty. So when I start off with a new venture, I usually go gung-ho and I dive right in, and poor Barry just kind of steps back and he's like, as long as it's not costing us a lot of money, you do what you want to do. So he's been loving this whole new passion of mine because our house is a lot cleaner, there's a lot less stuff in it. I am running a tight budgeting ship and it's working out. It's working out really well for us. And it took me a while to find the budgeting program that works best for me. And it is a website, which I will link down below, free to join. It's not an affiliate link. Like, David Ramsey has no effing idea who I am. And I don't really follow his whole program. Like, I don't talk about snowballs and all that kind of thing. But the Every Dollar Budget website has been so user-friendly to use. And it's just so easy that I enjoy using it. There's a lot of other really complicated apps that I just couldn't figure out how to track transactions and things like that. But this website has been incredibly helpful for us. So in that, I can budget all of our actual expenses that need to be paid, our monthly housing fees, our daycare, our groceries I can set a budget for, our car payment, all of that kind of thing. And then you can see what's left over and I can allot it. And so I do have a category for what I call fun money. It's not necessarily just makeup, but entertainment like going to the movies or anything like that would fall under this category. And so I did set a certain amount for household fun money. And I found that really freeing because I could track every time we spent something. I knew how much is there, I know how much is left after each transaction, and that's really helped to guide my makeup purchases for this month. So this is wildly off topic. If you came for the makeup, I apologize, but this whole budgeting aspect, like, I'm 38 years old, I'm staring down the barrel of 39, and I have never done a budget in my life. It's not something that was ever taught to me. It was not something that I ever saw my parents do. It was just, to me, a budget was this big, awful, scary thing, which meant you were never going to be able to spend money on anything. Whereas, now real life, having done it for a couple of months, it's much more freeing than that because I have this category or this pool of money that's left over and I know how much it is and we spend within that. Novel concept, I know. But what it means is that if I do buy something, I don't feel guilty about it because it's not a thoughtless purchase and we're not going into overdraft and we're not skipping out or missing on other bills because I'm ensuring that all of those are paid first. So at any rate, I will link the website down below. Perhaps if you are into budgeting, you're going to find that really helpful as well. I just found it to be the most, like I said, user-friendly and the most intuitive one that it has really worked for me. So I hope that it works for you as well. Again, it's not an affiliate link of any sort. It's just for your own use and convenience. So now that I've been filming on that for like a good solid 10 minutes, let's jump into what I actually bought this month. So, first up, I did pick up the Fenty Stunna Lip Paint in the shade Unlocked. I talked about this in a new release video when they were first announced and said I am absolutely buying it, and I did. and I have no regrets. It was $30 Canadian. There's tax on top of all these purchases. I'm not counting that. I'm just talking about the base price just to keep it clean and simple. So this was a $30 purchase. I love these lipsticks. I love this shade. I will get a ton of use out of this. I have absolutely no buyer's remorse in this one. Next up are some items from ColourPop. Now, if you watch my new releases videos, you know that I rag on ColourPop every now and then. Maybe more frequently than every now and then. My frustration doesn't stem from the quality of their products though. My frustration stems from how many they have, because they are constantly releasing new items and releasing new collaborations. Like one collaboration doesn't have a chance to breathe when there's another one being announced. And that gets a little overwhelming, that gets tiring, and it really just becomes background noise to me because it's like, oh, they have a new release. Yeah, okay. Like it's just, anyways, it's too much. It's altogether far too much. I wish they would slow down. But I do like their products. Recently, my friend Pam, if you're watching, Pam, hello, she approached me and we ultimately decided that we were going to just place one order together from ColourPop so that things like customs fees and getting to the $50 free shipping mark was a little bit less of a burden as individuals. So I have ordered some items for her because she was a little overwhelmed with the selection, doesn't know really what's good, what's bad, has never tried ColourPop. So I really hope that she likes what I picked out for her, like I really hope so. But I'm going to show you what I picked out for myself. So first up is the It's My Pleasure eyeshadow palette. There are the shades in here. It's meant to be, I believe, a sister palette to the pink one. Ooh la la. Now this is the one that when I last showed it on camera, one of the shades popped out, much to my chagrin. This one here, but I have managed to repress it right in there, so these two apparently are sisters, which is all very cute. There they are there. I've only used it once, and I love it. I think it's beautiful. ColourPop knows how to do eyeshadows, that is for sure, particularly their shimmer shadows. They're so, so beautiful. I'll just show you a couple here. Like, hello, you're pretty. I just kind of want to bathe in you. And I love purples anyways, and having hazel/green eyes really plays the color up, so this is a palette that I think I'm going to get a ton of use out of. And it was $9.60 because they had some sort of sale going on. I need to wipe my fingers. I also purchased the No Filter foundation in a shade that is darker than my typical skin tone, just to mix in with those that are too light for me. I did get a sample of the Fenty Pro Filter foundation for that same purpose, but I ordered that after I placed the order for this, simply because it was going to get to me faster. But that is what I'll be using this for. This one cost another $9.60. After adding the items to the cart for Pam and then adding the items that I wanted as well, we were like within a hair of free shipping. So I picked up an eyeliner as well just to get us over that hump. This is the Cream Gel Liner in the shade Prance. And it's just a really pretty sky blue. And I look forward to getting creative with that, particularly for some spring and summer makeup looks. I'm so done with winter, FYI. Anyways, this was $4. Lastly, I wanted to try one of their new Velvet Blur Luxe lipsticks. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love the Luxe lipsticks, like absolutely love them. Everything from the packaging, the weight of it, the smell of them, and certainly the feel and wear of them, just love them. So this one is in the shade Hey Mr. DJ, and it's just a really pretty, I don't know, almost like a dusty coral. I'm not sure how to describe that shade, but it's really pretty and I find it to be very flattering. I do like the finish of these. It's like a really soft matte. It's not drying at all, and it's just, again, a very comfortable feel on the lips. This one was $5.60. Those prices are US, so there is a bit of an exchange, but I haven't calculated that because it changes every day, so whatever. Then, after my most recent new releases video, in which I talked about the new Clionadh Cosmetics Dreamweaver collection, I did hop onto their site. So many of you had such amazing things to say about their products that I purchased just 3, but I purchased 3 single shadows from them just to try out their formula. If I can find pictures of the shades that I ordered, I will insert them here. But the grand total of that was $18.50, plus shipping and tax and all that. But again, I'm just going to stick with the base price. Lastly, here's how I know that my shopping habits have changed, because I did go to Shoppers Drug Mart with Aspen and we ended up wandering down the makeup aisle. I made some impulse purchases. So I didn't go down the makeup aisle with anything in mind that I wanted or needed to get. I was browsing, and of course, as one does, I found new releases. And I picked them up. And nearly had a heart attack when I paid for them, because it was over $50 worth of items. And I got them home and I already felt in the pit of my stomach I regretted those purchases, because they weren't items that I had been planning to get, had been lusting over, had really wanted to add to my collection. It was just, they were new and they were there and I bought them. One was a NYX mini palette. I can't even remember the name of it. Another one was one of the Puma double-ended eyeshadow sticks, and then one of the Puma, I think it was Maybelline and Puma, lipsticks, the liquid lipstick. I returned them. I did swatch the NYX palette and it was lackluster. It was not nearly as pigmented as I would want it to be. It was all yellows and reds, and I would want those shades to be anything but dusty, and they were, and that palette was $18. The Maybelline and Puma double-ended eyeshadow stick never set down. It did slide around on my lids, and I know that I would never reach for that, so I returned it as well. That thing was another $18. And then the lipstick was incredibly similar to another of the Superstay matte inks that I have from Maybelline, and so I know I'm not going to reach for it, so I returned that. It was $14. But what I did pick up at the time that I returned them, so when I did that shopping, I found this blush, swatched it, loved it, but left it. When I returned those items, I ultimately did pick this one up. It was $12. This is from Annabelle, and it is the Got Me Blushin blush in the shade Rosewood. It is designed to be used on all skin types. This thing is going to last me forever. It is so pigmented. It's so beautiful and rich in color that the tiniest, like, tiny one little swipe and there it is. And then applied to the back of my hand. Like, it is super pigmented. I literally just touch my brush into it once, still knock off any excess that might be, and then that's enough for both of my cheeks. And even at that, sometimes I then go in with my powder brush, just to further blend everything out. So again, I don't have any regrets about this purchase, and for $12, this is a fantastic product. And I find that this tone is very true to life on my color, or on my cheeks, because it looks exactly as it does if I go outside in the cold or if I'm exerting myself. It is the color that I naturally flush to. So for a blush, it is absolutely perfect for me. So all told, is that everything? Yes, that is everything. So all told, that came to $89.30. Now, for March, I don't know what budget I'm going to set for myself, if any. Because I'm self-employed, my income varies wildly from month to month. It really depends on the amount of work I've had to do in the previous month and all of that kind of thing, and what I've collected. So my billings were done today. I will find out on March 1st, after we've done all of our business expense stuff, exactly what I'm bringing home, and then I can budget from there. If you're interested in me doing a video on budgeting or tips and tricks that I have found to be helpful just in my own household, feel free to let me know down below. What I'm thinking is that if I do continue to do decluttering videos or anything of like the budgeting side of things, any of that, I'm probably going to reserve those for Saturday posts, whether it be every Saturday or every other Saturday, just so that it's on its own dedicated day, and then if people are interested in that, they know which day to look for that, and if they're not, they can skip over it entirely. At any rate, you know the drill. Leave me comments down below letting me know if you're interested, not interested, whatever the case may be. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So, with all of that said, I'm going to wrap it up. This was much longer than I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought I was just going to pop on here, be like, I bought this, here's the total, see you later. But no, it did not work out that way. So editing this is going to be interesting. At any rate, I am going to wrap it up here. I am going to thank you for watching. I hope that there was something interesting or helpful in here, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.